Welcome to our video blog for the 19th of May. Well, this has been the week in which the general election campaign has really got into full swing. All three of the major political parties have published their manifestos. So let me tell you what we as a communal organisation will look for in the political parties' manifestos and during the campaign. We'll judge it really on 5 issues. The first is how they'll handle counter-terrorism, security and anti-Semitism. Secondly, what protection they'll give to religious freedom, including religious slaughter and Brit Milah. Faith schools, what support they'll give to faith schools. Whether they'll support faith-specific social care, and finally looking at foreign policy and their attitude to Israel and Palestine, whether their position is balanced and consistent with what the majority of the community would want. So all of the manifestos have been published this week, and that's what we are going to be watching. And just like you, we'll be having a look through the detail of the manifestos so that we can see what they're saying and advise the community. But our advice to you is, firstly, register to vote. You've seen Jewish Care and the Board of Deputies all talking about registering to vote, and the Union of Jewish Students. That's something you must do. Secondly, if any of these are important issues to you, and a candidate comes to you at your door, or you meet a candidate in the street over the next few weeks, then question them on these issues if they're important to you. And thirdly, if you go to a hustings event, and I'll talk about those in a moment, then these are the types of issues on which you can ask the candidates. Of course, there'll be a whole range of things being considered in this general election, but those are the issues we think for the Jewish community. Talking of hustings events, well, there have already been the start of hustings events during this past week. The Board of Deputies held a hustings at their plenary session, and the JLC and partner organisations, including the Board of Deputies, have already organised hustings in Bury South, in Blakely and Broughton, and in Leeds. And in coming weeks there'll be hustings events taking place in Hove, in Birmingham, and also we'll be starting the events with the London Jewish Forum in London, with Hendon and Finchley and Golders Green, Enfield North, Westminster North and so on. For more details, go to the jlc.org, our website, have a look at the link to general election hustings and find an event that you might want to go and support. Finally, for this week, it's come to our attention that there has been an attempt to influence some Labour MPs by some anti-Zionist Jewish voices to try and force Labour MPs not to support the definition of anti-Semitism that has been approved by the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. Well, I'm afraid that this is a futile task, because the IHRA definition, as we call it, has already been adopted. It's already been adopted by the UK government, by the Labour Party, the Liberal Democratic Party. It's been adopted by the Greater London Authority, the Greater Manchester Combined Authority, and by county councils and local authorities all across the country. It's been accepted by Universities UK. It's recognised that this is a fair way to describe anti-Semitism. So any attempt to try and influence Labour MPs, I'm afraid, is going to get nowhere. It's interesting that they're only focusing on Labour MPs as well. The interesting point for me is that this is a group of people who want to stop the adoption of a definition of anti-Semitism. Why would you try and make it more difficult to define anti-Semitism with all the controversy that there has been about it in this year? So next week there'll be plenty more activity with the general election, and we'll start to tell you some more material about the upcoming 50th anniversary of the Six-Day War. Thank you for watching.